Welcome back to this series, and today we'll be covering loading of the structure. And so far, as you can see, we have modeled the columns, we have modeled the beams, we have modeled the floor. And as I said before, we're not going to model the ground floor because we are not going to reinforce it using steel. We're going to reinforce it using BRC because it's going to be supported by the fill in the foundation. So far we have modeled the floor, the first floor, not the ground floor, the first floor. And then we have modeled also the staircase from the ground floor to the first floor. Here we have the landing, and we also have the beams and everything. For you to see them better, we can do a 3D view here. You can see the elements, you can see the beams, you can see the floor here, you can see the columns. All right, so we know this structure is composed of various floors. So you can see we are at this position currently. We're just at the first floor, and we have all these other floors, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to replicate this because this structure is consists of a typical floor. So all these floors from first floor to the end are similar. So we're just going to copy and paste the file that we've done onto the other floors. So let me just go to this view, and then I'm going to select the elements. So we are not going to touch the foundation elements. We're just going to touch the staircase, the landing, and the columns, the floors, and the beams from the ground floor going up. So I'm just going to select that very easily. So once that is selected, I'm going to click on copy command here. I'll click on copy command, and then I'm going to do 4 repetitions because I have 4 more floors. And then I'm going to copy from here to the next story. And there we go. We have all these floors replicated. And if we view them now in 3D like that, you can see all those floors have been replicated. If I go to the view section here and I go to display, we can even view this according to their story colors. So if I apply this, you can see, if I put this to, if I turn on the section shapes, you can see the section shapes. And now you can climb all the way from the ground floor to the top floor. As you can see, you can access all these floors because you already have a staircase. So if you don't want to see this view, you can right click, you just go to display tab again, and you go to mark with colors, and you uncheck the stories, and you apply, and you continue. So next we're going to define our load types. So we're going to have 3 kinds of load types, just 3. We're going to have our live loads, we're going to have our dead loads, and then we're going to have a wind load. And remember, for structures that are less than 10 meters, it is not compulsory for you to design for wind loads. Another load that is frequently designed for is the earthquake load. If you know you're in an earthquake prone area, you need to design for that. So let's design for 3. Let's first of all define them. Let's go to loads, and then let's go to load types. And here under load types, you can see dead loads. So I can just add this load, and then I can change this to live load, and then I can add that as well. And then I can change this to wind, and then I add. So those are the 3 loads that we're going to design for. Now, how do we apply the loads? So applying the loads is also very simple. So let's apply the dead loads. Let's apply the dead loads. And here I'm going to click on load definition, and I'm going to apply the dead loads on the surfaces. So I'm going to apply uniform planar loads. So just click on this. And then I don't want to see the sections. I just want to see the 3D. And before we do that, before we apply the loads, we need to first of all mesh. We need to first of all mesh these surfaces or these floors. So let me just mesh the floors first. So for you to mesh the floors, you need to click on this, and then you go to the mesh options, the meshing options. So here are the meshing options. So if you click, no panel selected. So you need to first of all select the panels. So let me select all the floors. We have 20 floors. Select all. So we have all the floors selected. So now we're going to the meshing options, and then we're going to apply an automatic mesh. And then if we go to the advanced, we're going to just generate squares and rectangular contours. So we just click OK, and then we come here and we generate the mesh. So it's going to take some time, but not much. And there we have it. We have the mesh generated, and now we can now apply our loads. So let me just apply. Let me just check on this mesh options again. So let me just put this to a smaller figure. Say 1. Okay, let me just generate this mesh again. All right, let's continue. So now that we've generated the mesh, we can now apply our loads, or we can define our loads. So let me just go here to load definition, and I was going to surface type, and here first of all I'm going to select the dead loads, and I'm going to apply the dead loads to these surfaces. And for you to apply the dead loads, I'm going to apply the finishes dead loads. So I'm going to apply the finishes dead loads, and I'm going to apply a dead load of 0.6 kilonewtons per meter squared. And the reason why it's negative is because it's going down. As you can see here, up is positive and down is negative. So I'm just going to add that dead load. So I'm going to apply it in this floor, and then this other floor, this floor, this floor, and this other floor. And then I'm also going to apply it to the staircases. So because all the staircases are going to have finishes, so I'm going to apply it to the staircases as well. There we go. Then I'm going to apply a dead load for the partitions. So I'm going to apply a dead load for the partitions as well. So I'm going to put here a -1. So if you have permanent partitions, that's when you assign them as dead loads. But if you have temporary partitions, you can assign them as live loads. So that's one, and then I can add it to this, to each floor. And then this, finally that floor. All right. So if I want to see those loads, I can display the loads. So those are the load symbols. As you can see, we have the -1 and we also have the -6. So next I'm going to apply the live loads. Next I'm going to apply the live loads, and we know that in residential areas, if you look at the codes, the live loads are usually set to 2 kilonewtons per meter squared, but for staircases there might be more. So for the staircases there might be more. So it could be between 3 kilonewtons per meter squared or 4 kilonewtons per meter squared. So for now we'll just apply 2 for all the floors, including the staircases. So we'll just assume it's 2 kilonewtons per meter squared. So don't worry about these supports here, we're going to remove them. So don't worry about these supports, we're going to remove them here. So let's just apply the live loads. So how to do that, you go back again to load definition and you go to surface, and then we are applying planar option. So once you set that up, you just click on the surface and you apply the load. So first of all, let us close this. Let's try it again. Don't know why it's not displaying. So let's just come here, put this to -2, and then we click on add. Yeah, so we are not clicked on add, so let's just put the planar. Let's put the loads. Let's also assign them on our staircases. So let's put them on our staircases. So be careful to make sure you put them correctly on the staircases. So it's just clicking on the staircase. It's very easy. So click on all of them, and then you close. So there we go. We have all our dead loads, and we also have all our live loads now assigned. Okay. So I want to remove these supports. I want to remove these supports, and then we can continue from there.